Hey you guys, my name is Loren and welcome to my channel. Here on this channel we talk about makeup, we talk about hair, we talk about food, and also we discuss some of our favorite shows. One of our favorite shows right now that we are going episode by episode is 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. So in case you haven't seen it, make sure you watch it and then come back and tune in with me so we can discuss it afterward. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you press that bell so that way you can get a notification every time I upload a video. Thank you so much. Enjoy my channel. Love you. Bye. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sure you just got done watching that very first video that I did, which was the unboxing of BoxyCharm. So now, since we just got done unboxing this is the August box, we're going to create a look using some of the products. So today we're going to create a nice nude look. Also too, what we're going to talk about is 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. I just feel like I love watching shows, and one of my favorite things to do is after watching the show, especially if I'm watching it live with everyone else, I love to tweet about it. I love to read what everyone's comments are. So because of that, I decided to create a channel that actually does that. So I'm gonna watch some of my favorite shows with you, and what we're going to start off with is 90 Day Fiance the Other Way. So the Other Way is, and let me just give you a little synopsis of it. 90 Day Fiance is a show about Americans who are dating these foreigners whom maybe they knew for a long time, maybe they just met, maybe they, well, not just met, but they didn't know each other that long, and they decided to get engaged. And so they filed for the K1 visa that allows them their international mate to come to America, which then they have 90 days to get married. I accidentally caught this show with my mom, and after watching it with her, I was absolutely hooked. And they have so many like spin-offs, and I've watched every last one of them. And even though they already have a show, which is their Pillow Talk, which is old castmates sit on a couch and they discuss the current episode. Even though they do that, I feel like I'm going to give it to you real raw and completely uncut. So let's go ahead and jump into it, as we're also creating our nude sexy look to go with my sweater as I go out. I really hope you can hear me. I just moved to New York, and downstairs are two amazing restaurants, and one of them is a jazz bar, so you're probably going to hear some saxophone playing, some singing, some R&B vibes, and yeah, so so sorry for that, but it is what it is. Hopefully it doesn't distract you from this video. Alright, let's get started. So from the BoxyCharm August box, we are going to be using our 3 different products. We're going to be using Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer by Elizabeth Moth. We're also going to be using the Tresique, a matte for every mood mini matte lip crayon set. So we're actually going to, I'm not sure which lip we're going to use just quite yet. Either we're going to do the fluorescent, no, I keep saying fluorescent. Either we're going to use the Florence Fig, or we're going to use the Nantucket Nude. Haven't decided which one yet, but it's going to be one of those. Also, we're going to be using the Cargo Nude eyeshadow palette, and since we're going to go with more of a nude look today, since we're going to go with the, can't even open it, there you go. Since we're going to go with a more of a nude look, I'm thinking maybe like this brown, since I love a good brown. We're probably going to use this brown and possibly the shimmer here, and they don't have it. At least I don't see. Oh yes, they do. So actually, let me reopen it for you guys. So actually, the color is going to be, I guess it's mirrored. So it's the Lincoln Road and the moon over Miami. So that's going to be this brown one and this one, and maybe one of these for the under eyebrow. So those are going to be the 3 products that we're going to use from our BoxyCharm box that we received from August. Even though this is October, I specifically waited to unbox this this BoxyCharm box just with you guys, since I'm new to YouTube and I'm excited to do this with you. All right. So the first thing that I do with my face, because I have such oily skin, I always started off with my setting powder. The reason why I started with the setting powder is so that way it makes my face extremely matte, and also too, my makeup doesn't move, especially with me using so many products on my face. It's just the more products, the more oilier my face gets, and this really helps my face not to move. So I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I am not your Sephora, your MAC, what are some of the other stores? I can't even think of some of the other stores, but I am not like your big cosmetic department store type of girl. This is way too much. It discombobulates me. It's so much going on. I can't find what I'm looking for. So I am very much the type of girl who goes to Target, Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and just pick up little things that I need for my makeup. And in fact, that's even why I signed up to do BoxyCharm, so that way it gives me a little bit more variety when it comes to makeup. Every now and then I'll get like some makeup products that you can't find at the cosmetic store, but a lot of my essentials are from like CVS, your drugstore, corner store makeup. That's just me, and I'm gonna make sure to definitely put each and every last one of the products I'm using either today or stuff that I'm going to tell you about that I use normally but maybe I ran out of to be able to show you. I'm going to definitely put all that in the link description box below. So the first thing I do, I use the e.l.f. setting powder. It looks white, but they call it sheer. And so I just take a big, fat, floppy brush, and I just twist on, and I literally just take it, and I just tap some of it into the cap, like so. And then literally I just dab my brush into it, and I just rub it all over my face. Like, y'all have to forgive me for my face because it's literally breaking out. Probably because my lady time is coming. I'm not. But it's breaking out, so y'all have to forgive me. This is not the way I wanted to start off my YouTube channel, but you don't do it now, when will you? You know? At least that's how I am. So I just go ahead and do it. But yeah, I just rub it all over my face, like so. And like I said, it really helps to matte my face, and it does show up sheer. It may have a tiny bit of a white look, but I don't really mind that because of my foundations and everything else. So yeah, just all over. I really try to get my T-zone more because of course that's where I'm the oiliest. On my eyes, all over. And I always get the neck. Don't forget that neck and under the chin. All right. So now that I've used that, so we're gonna go over both episode 1 and 2 because mainly it's an introductory episode. So they introduce, if not all, majority of the couples, and they'll introduce them individually based on where they're at in the world. So they're going to introduce the Americans, and they're going to introduce also the international people. With the other way though, it's the Americans moving to the international cities, country, whatever, to be with their mate. So we are introduced to Yazan. He's the first person that they show us. He's 24 and he's from Jordan. I just think he's absolutely cute. I would say fine, but he's a little bit more on the skinnier side than I would prefer, but he is definitely cute. I'm super attracted to Middle Eastern men. I don't know why I'm so attracted to them. There's something about their beards, and I don't know. But also, like, I've dated them too. And I'm choosing not to go down that route, but they are cute. Anyways, as soon as they introduce him, we're seeing his country, and he's giving us a little bit of an explanation about it, and it already brought red flags to me because, first of all, one of the comments he made is, his culture, likes to stay dependent on men. Maybe Brittany will like our culture. Already from jump.
Wrong road. Wrong road.
I'm sorry, Yazan, you're already rubbing me the wrong way. First of all, you choose to date an African American woman from America. They already showed us pictures of what she looks like. You know, she likes to wear sexier outfits, which already does not fly in their country because of their culture. Like, you can't even wear anything revealing, let alone the stuff she's wearing. Like, she's not even like, you know, already modest, but like now she has to be super modest for his culture. Then he also, when he said that comment though, he was like, oh, well, she doesn't like to sit still and she likes to work, but maybe she'll like our culture. So already from Jump Street, you're trying to change her into being who you want her to be, instead of loving her for whom she is. And maybe, not saying he doesn't love her for who she is, but you're already trying to make her adapt to your culture, which is completely opposite. But yet you were attracted to that from the very beginning. Doesn't make sense. So normally what I do is apply a primer. I'm not even sure if this is really a primer per se. I can't remember if the box specifically calls it a primer, but what I use is Soap and Glory. Soap and Glory is a newer brand that only is sold, from what I've seen, in Walgreens / Dwayne Reed. You can't go to CVS and buy it. I went to Rite Aid the other day. I didn't see it there. I'm not sure where else they're selling it, but it is a Soap and Glory product. It comes in like a little tube and you just squeeze it out. Actually, I'm about to use this Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer on my eyes, but I normally would use that as my primer for my T-zone, and then I would use my setting powder, but I ran out and I didn't get it before my move, and now I'm here in New York and I literally just forgot to go get it. But yeah, it comes in a tube just similar to this, and you just squeeze it and you just put it, I put it literally like here and here, especially here, because like around my nose area, because that's where it gets the greasiest. But yeah, I'm gonna just take a little, I'm gonna just squeeze just a little bit onto my finger. So I'm gonna, that's how much I'm gonna use. I'm gonna just kind of put it on 2 fingers, and then I'm just put it on my eye. I can already tell you that I don't think I'm gonna like this product. Simply because, as I already explained in the BoxyCharm unboxing video, that I have really oily skin, and the texture of this is very, I don't know if it's specifically oily. It almost feels like silicone, but it's very creamy and it's very velvety. And for my skin, that's not what I need, and it doesn't work really well. It'll make me greasy later, but pure. I'm going to give everything a fair shot, so I'm not going to discriminate. I'm going to just give this a try, but I can already tell I'm not going to like it. I don't think. If I do like it, I'll let you know, but maybe like once it settles into the skin, it's not so bad. But yeah, super creamy. Alright, so the next thing that I'm going to do is apply my foundation. I actually came across this foundation just randomly, and ever since then, sorry, I think I still have some primer on my lashes a little bit. When I found this foundation, actually I was just in CVS and I just needed some more, and the one that I normally use, they were out of, so I just decided to try something new, and I actually came across Milani. Milani is, I believe it's a black company. I use the shade 10, and it's called Golden Tan. I really like this product because, as I told you in the previous video, it's very hard for me to find a golden undertone foundation. Most of the time they're either they're too light or they're way too dark because of the red undertone. So this is one of the very few that I've been able to find, and it actually matches me true to color. So it's a pump, and I just put it on the back of my hand, like that's all I use. You don't need too much because it goes a long way, and it actually has amazing coverage. So then I just take my brush. I don't know where the hell I got this brush, but I've had it now for years, low-key. So yeah, this is what I use. And then I just take it, dab into it, and I just literally put it all over my skin. Y'all have to forgive my skin that's breaking out. But do you see how beautifully it covers? And I'm really a full coverage type of girl. I don't know why, but even though I'm from Texas and it gets extremely hot there, it's either I'm wearing my makeup full out glam or I wear nothing at all. So that's why I'm really into full like foundation, full coverage foundation. And then just go on the other side. I mean, can you even see the difference? Like I didn't put any on in my forehead, but like it's just it blends so well with my skin color, and it's, like I said, it's extremely hard to find good makeup that does. And never forget under the chin. Under the chin, blend it a little bit with your neck. So the next person that we're actually introduced to is Brittany. So Brittany is Yazan's girlfriend, fiance actually. And Brittany is 26 years old, and she's from Palm Beach, Florida. So they show her, she is a rapper. She previously likes to date older men. I would say AKA she likes to date sugar daddies, and I am here for it because why the hell not? She says that how her and Yazan met was because his sister used to be on Skype with him, and like one day she just walked into the room. But the one thing that I noticed is she's never brought up Yazan again. So I'm curious to what the sister thinks of them dating. Like, just because I introduced my friend to, you know, someone that I know doesn't necessarily mean I'm just like, oh, happy about them dating. Like, maybe I'm okay with them hooking up, but maybe not necessarily happy with them dating. So I am curious to know, what does the sister think? So maybe later on in the season they will show us you know, the sister and what she thinks. So we definitely see that she is a daddy's girl, but it's so crazy, since she is a daddy's girl, she didn't tell her father that she's actually moving to Jordan like in a couple of weeks. Which is insane, especially for him to be a black father. Typically black fathers ask a lot of questions, and like she didn't even tell him, and yet she's going to like spring it onto him that she's moving. Bad idea if you ask me, especially after already seeing like and hearing from Yazan. I'm a little concerned about that, and I do want her father to be a little bit more active in that, because sometimes when you're just so in love with somebody, you're kind of blind, or you just kind of think you can handle stuff, but maybe it's not necessarily a good idea to actually do it. And I think her father could have given her a little bit more direction if she was more honest about what exactly was going on between her and Yazan. All right, so the next thing that we do is we do our eyebrows. So I use, well, actually there's two different ones. Actually it's three different ones, but I don't have the third one with me. But I use two different crayon-like pencils. I think I like crayon pencils because it looks a little bit more natural versus like, I don't really like the gels, and I've never really tried anything else, to be honest, but I just think they look very natural. So normally I would use the CoverGirl Easy Brow Draw and Fill, which it looks like this, but you can see that I kind of ran out. So my next choice that I use is the NK Eyebrow Duo, which is a pencil and a mascara. That's it. So I like a more of a brown. Sometimes depending on my mood or depending on how tanned I am, will I decide if I go with like a light black or if I go with a brown. But today we're going to use brown because I'm not that bad. So I just draw a line underneath the brow, and then when I get to that corner, then I kind of slightly go down just a little bit. Not too much, but just enough. I'm not sure if you can see that. And then just kind of go at the top. I always do the tail of the brow first. And then I come not all the way to the front, but just like right here. And I draw a line backwards and connect to that tail and make sure. I like a nice little curve. I like a nice little arch in my eyebrow, so it looks like that. And then I just fill it in. I fill it in, and then I still fill it in the front, but I don't go as heavy. So I just like kind of lightly and almost like in an upwards direction. I'll kind of like barely like fill it. And then as I get towards the middle, I fill it in just a little bit more, but just barely. And that's, it looks crazy when I'm looking at it on camera, but this is how I do my brow. And then I do the other side. Then I'll take the mascara part of the eyebrow pencil because it has both sides, and then I'll just fill it in. And that's how I do my brows. So I had to go find my beauty blender. I left it in the restroom. However, while finding it, I actually found my Soap and Glory. So they actually call this the Fat Pore 3-in-1 Oil Control Serum. Once again, I call it a primer, but I use this, and when I tell you, I live by this. For anybody who has oily skin, get this product. It's so amazing. And like when you put it on, at first it's I'm gonna see if I can test this out on the back of my hand for you guys. But you don't need a lot. You just put a little bit on there. So that's how much. And then like when you put it on, it's almost gel-like. It smells so good. It's like a very fresh, clean smell. But as soon as it dries, can you see that? Like I put it right here. But as soon as it dries, when I tell you, it does not move. It doesn't move at all. And that's why I love it so much. I kind of thought I ran out, but actually I have a little bit more in there. But I already got started, so next time I'm definitely going to use it, because let me tell you, that product, I swear by it. Swear. One day Soap and Glory will make me the face of their company, and I am here for it. And you can't even tell that their name is Soap and Glory because a lot of their products have like these like pin-up 19 50s, 60s looking chicks on the bottles. In fact, I actually use their facial wash. It comes in a really big tube, and it has these little tiny micro beads in it that are pink, but it is blue and it has like vitamin C in it and some other stuff. I also use their body lotion. Oh my gosh, once again, I swear by this. Oh my gosh, you can't even tell, but their name is, oops, wrong side. That is their name right there, Soap and Glory. However though, you only see like a bunch of ladies on it. This, every day, as soon as I get out the shower, I put this on. I smell good literally all day. It's gotten to the point where the guy that I'm dating, he says this is literally my natural body scent at this point because I use it so much. So that's the product. So definitely get it. You can only get it at Walgreens, Dwayne Reed. They don't sell it at CVS. I didn't see it in Rite Aid. I don't know where else they sell it. It's the newer brand, but Walgreens. Go to Walgreens / Dwayne Reed, depending on where you're at. In New York, it's Dwayne Reed. Texas, it's Walgreens. So yeah, so the next thing that I do after doing my eyebrows is, of course, I go in with some concealer and I conceal my T-zone, and also I conceal underneath my eyebrow and maybe a tiny bit above it. And I do that with, once again, Milani's concealer. It's called Conceal and Perfect, and it's a Longwear concealer. I love it because the applicator is almost look like a little like lip gloss kind of thing, and I just literally just go under my eye, and then I kind of go along my nose here because I don't know why. I feel like the triangle method makes my face look more flat and more wide, so I don't try to go out all the way to here. I go underneath my eye just to conceal my eye, but for the most part, as far as in this area, I'm definitely going underneath the eye and closer to my nose. And I just repeat the other side. And then I'm like using my monitor because I love how I can see my whole face, but also I'm using this tiny little mirror that I have in front of me. But I do not like magnetized mirrors at all. Am I the only one? I gotta look at them and I'm like, oh god, no, I don't want to see it. It's like, it's way too close. I need to see like my whole face. I need to see the whole picture. So I'm using my monitor, but for like things that I need to like get close up on, I'm like using this. But so yeah, I just go under my eyebrow. I try to do one just like fairly smooth line, and then I go on the other side. And then I just kind of go ahead and hit my eye with some concealer. Then I also go on my upper lip. Gosh, I feel like I just like hit my entire face with concealer, but yeah, I hit my upper lip, especially if I haven't gotten a wax. And a tiny bit of my chin. I'm not really that particular about my chin like that, but I just do it, I think, because out of like habit. Then I tinily go down my nose, and that's it. That's pretty much all I do. Depends, but I kind of maybe will do my eyebrow just like a little bit here, but not really, because I find it very hard to like blend out sometimes. So I don't always go above my eyebrows as much as I do with under. Under is more important to me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. And then we just take our beauty blender and we just pat it. Make sure that your beauty blender is moist. So just take it, squeeze it under some water, and then just tap. So the next person we're introduced to is Jenny. She is 61 years old and she's from Palm Springs, California. Now, I've never watched season 1 of 90 Day Fiance. We're already starting on season 2. But I never watched season 1 to know her background story. But they do show the background story. And let me tell you, it is absolutely crazy. So she meets this guy. I forgot what his name was, but she meets this guy whom she thought was this very fine, I mean fine as I don't know what, English man. And so she thought she was dating him, but then found out that his name was actually I keep calling him Summit. Sumit? I can't remember how to pronounce it, but Summit? I think that's the name, Sumit. Anyway, it turns out he catfished her, and his name was Sumit, whatever. And when she saw the real him, he actually was a Middle Eastern man from India. Kind of short, a little tiny bit pudgy, but he has an adorable face, but it just was not the guy that she initially met. So he totally catfished her. But she said she still loved him and went back to him and all this other stuff, like a crazy person. So no judgment, but I'm judging already because your relationship already started off with lies. But immediately when they show her to us, we're seeing her and she has nothing, like nothing. It turns out she went all the way. I'm sorry, I'm like trying to like not be like looking crazy as I'm talking about this. I'm like trying to like dab. Y'all see how beautiful that is? Like, I'm new to Milani, but let me tell you, she's a winner in my book. Tap. A little bit. I just take like any excess onto my forehead. I really don't need it on my forehead because I already have oily skin. So 9 times out of 10, it's going to look shiny on the middle of my forehead anyway. So I really don't need to make it any lighter or noticeable, brighter, whatever you want to call it, like at all. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, so she gets catfished by this guy who lives in New Delhi, India. And when she gets catfished by him, she still chooses to date him or whatever. So she literally cleans out her bank accounts. She cleans out her 401k. And she moves to India to be with this man. But then because of their culture, he's like, oh, well, my parents are not approving of this relationship, but they have a place together. But what he does is like he'll stay like maybe all day with her. I don't know because I didn't actually watch season 1, but they show like a recap of this. But yeah, he's like he spends like all day with her, and then like at night he goes home and to his parents' house. Then one day he just doesn't come back at all. Turns out later on he comes back, but not in the way that you would expect it. She gets a knock at her door, and it's actually his father-in-law holding him. The way I picture this in my head is like he's holding him by the ear, like, you see this guy here? Yeah, this is my daughter's husband. And she's like crying, they won't let him like be with her, and they're like, we're taking him, so sorry for you come all this way, but he ain't your man, and just took him away. And she was crying, and oh my god, it's over. He comes back and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you I was married. So like, so we're seeing her, fast forward to like a couple of months later. Now she's back at home. Keep in mind, she has 2 grown-ass daughters. She's living with one of the daughters on her couch with like 2 or 3 of her own kids. She's sleeping on the couch, and she's like, I literally have nothing. Like, I have $6,000 to my name. I mean, I know we all do things for love, but that right there is insane. And you got me all jacked up. But I guess, whatever. And then my question in that is, did he chase after her? Like, people who have seen this, please tell me in the comments below. But did he chase after her at all? Or was she chasing after him? Like, because the way she came off in the recap was almost like she was slightly begging him, like, please figure this out for us, please fix this for us, fix it. And I get it, that's your man, you're in love with him, but I'm sorry, after he done made you look like a fool, not once, really technically not twice, because he still was like hiding her from his parents, but then now you're gonna choose. You have nothing. You spent everything on this man. You have nothing. And now you're like, please, fix this for us. I'm sorry. That... better you than me. That's all I gotta say. But anyways, I also was curious, does he have any kids? I just feel like if you're married, like, how do we know you don't have kids? But anyways, and then they show her working out. That was very cringeworthy to watch, but it looked like she was having fun. But she was like, like, she wasn't even like punching. She was like, I don't even know. She was more like touching the bag with her fist. She was like, girl, Jenny's my girl, but Jenny needs someone to tell, like, look, this is stupid. Get it together. And we do meet her daughter, whom, like, initially they do not look alike, but then later on when you see them together, you're like, oh shit, they actually do look alike. But I think Jenny has a thing for, like, she likes different ethnic men than what she actually is, and I am all the way here for it, because her kids definitely look like they got some Spanish in her, and now she's dating a Middle Eastern man. Like, I like that. Come on, Jenny. Let me find out you like some black men too, Jenny. So now that we've put on our concealer, the next thing that we put on is our foundation powder. Because I have oily skin, I always make sure to go in, once I've done liquid, to go in with my powder. So what I use is actually completely brand new. I just found it. I decided to try a new powder, and it's called Black Opal True Color. It's an ultra matte foundation powder. This is number 600 medium deep, and this is what it looks like. I got it from Rite Aid since I've been here, but that's it. I actually really like this because since in Texas it's sunny all the time, it's hot, and I just moved to New York this week. I've literally I'm tan, so even that foundation that I previously used was actually just a tad bit too light for my summer color, but this one has a little bit more, can you see that? This one has a little bit more pigment to it. It's a little darker. So, and I just take a big fat brush, and I apply it everywhere other than under my eyes, but everywhere else I'll just go ahead and apply it too. And normally, because of my undertone being golden and it's really hard to match, I like a lighter foundation, and then with my powder, I like lighter liquid foundation, but with my powder, I go in with a more of a darker foundation powder, so that way it balances it out. So I'm not too light, but I'm also not too dark. So then I just go all over my face. Everywhere but under my eye. Get my forehead. See, I already like the transition from face. Yeah. And this is not my contour, by the way, but based on the color of it, it kind of looks like it, but it's not. But yeah, just go all over. Put that. And then I also I always like pinch it a little bit like this. And then I'll just pinch and hit the side of my nose because I'm already going to go darker with that anyway. So this just makes it easier for me. And just go down the side of my nose. And I hit underneath. Alright, so downstairs they're getting pretty crunk with the singing. So in case you hear, I can't control it. And I have to get this video done because half my face is like made up. Alright, so the next person that they introduce us to is Kenneth, who is 57 and he's from St. Petersburg, Florida. He's a gay couple. He has triplet daughters, a son. I mean, there's really nothing much to say about Kenneth. Kenneth is so perfect, like perfect storyline. He came out the closet like at 19 years old. His parents accepted it. He couldn't do the in vitro process to have children, so unless you were married. So he got married to a friend of his, where they then tried it twice. The first time came out with a son, and then the next time it was triplet girls. So I mean, there was just nothing wrong with his story. One thing I did note that I really liked about him is that he doesn't mind supporting the family that he's going to Mexico for, which will be Armando and his daughter. He was like, I'm going to be taking care of them, and so I'm gonna need some money to do it. Like he gave no F's, and I appreciate that about him, because not everybody's willing to move to another country, then also be the financial provider for you and your mate. So I mean, he's perfect. I don't I feel bad because I want to say more about him, but I don't have anything negative to say. But it's like he's not boring. But it's just like, it's such an amazing, beautiful storyline that there's like really nothing more to say. Like it speaks for itself. It's like, what else is there to talk about? But so next, after I put my foundation powder, have my concealer on, I'm going to go back in with that e.l.f., but this time it's a different e.l.f. It's such a funny word to say, e.l.f., but I'm going to go in with a different color. This one is more of like a peachy rose color, but they call it soft luminous. And once again, it's because I'm oily, and it really helps yet again to set that set my makeup for me. So once again, I just like tap it onto the thing. I'm running low on product, which lets me know how little I've been using my makeup, because it's been hot in Houston. So but yeah, I only use about that. Much. But really, this is to go underneath my eyes. So I just take my small brush that I've had for so many years. I don't know where I got it, but it works amazingly. So yeah, I just take it and I just literally sweep it under my eyes. And then I kind of go down the bridge of my nose, hit my forehead, hit my upper lip, hit a little bit of my chin, not too much. It's really to go underneath my eyes, like dead. Hit right here on the side of my nose, and then I just kind of barely tap onto. I can already tell you now that that primer that we use, that Elizabeth Mott primer, I'm already seeing like some shine on my eyes, and based on what I already put on my eyes, I shouldn't have nothing right now, but I do. So once again, we're going to go in with that setting powder and just like slightly almost like blot if anything else. Especially also too, I'm underneath these cameras, because I mean not the cameras but the lights surrounding the cameras. It could be that's the reason why I'm getting oily already. So yeah. So now we meet Ariella. I think that's how you pronounce it. Ariella is 28 years old. She's from Princeton, New Jersey. She had a weird storyline. Not gonna front. I mean, I don't want to call her spoiled, but she automatically came in saying like, I was traveling with my family and I basically told them, no, I'm not going home. In a foreign country. I don't know if that would work with the black family, but you know. If it works for her, I guess. So she's previously been married, then they got divorced, and then she meets this guy in Ethiopia. They started dating very quickly, and I love the way she said she met him. She said, hey, don't I know you from somewhere? And I would really try that, see if it works for me, even though I am dating somebody, but just to see if it works. I just wanted to try it and see what would happen. But yeah. And did you notice like every last one of his like pictures, he was kicking his leg, like practically doing the split. And he's from Ethiopia too. Anyways, they're having a baby, and because she's pregnant, and she's having this baby in a foreign country. I'm so sorry. Off jump? No. No, 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 no. Let me tell you, one of the episodes on 90 Day Fiance, I can't remember their name. It was a younger guy, and he was with a Russian girl who was already pregnant. And she was having the baby in Russia because, long story short, we find out at the end that he did not do her K1 visa because they had barely started dating, and then she got pregnant and was back in Russia. So he didn't want to fill it out yet because he wanted to double check, like, this is what I want to do. And so that's pretty much what happened. And she was having this baby in Russia, and let me tell you, you couldn't pay me enough to have a child somewhere else. Even with Ariella's situation, she says that she's nervous. I mean, like, literally they introduce her as she's in her pregnancy group, and she says, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have an epidural because they tend to run out of medication. Girls say, what? No, 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 no. No.
No. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. 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 Hell no. 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 I refuse. No. No.
That's not happening. Like, unfortunately, America has spoiled us to have modern medicines and technology and everything else that when you look, and this is why I brought up the other guy from 90 Day Fiance, the very last 90 day regular 90 Day Fiance. See, there's so many. Anyways, you see his woman going through this hospital room, and like the hospital room just looks like something out of like the early 1900s psych ward or something. Like, I feel like I've seen those rooms that look like a scene out of American Horror Story. And like, I was watching this with my mom, and she was like, the worst thing you could ever do to me is to have a child in another country. Like, they wouldn't even let him, the father of this child, to be in the room with his woman as she's pushing out this baby. I'm sorry, it just didn't look sanitary. It didn't look safe. It didn't look like they really knew what they were doing. It just looked like a bunch of trial and errors, and I'd be damned to be a trial and error and then my kid comes out jacked up because of it. I mean, it just whoo. And Ariela's trying to have her baby in Ethiopia, and I'm not, and this has nothing against other countries, and it has nothing to do with them specifically. It's just, you know, America just got us spoiled over here, and yeah, just, I guess, no. And it was funny because, like, when she was with everybody in her class, they was like, kind of like how I'm doing, and then her teacher was like, good for you. I couldn't do it. Just no. And then the black girl there was like, excuse my French, but the you know, just woo, better her than me. Better her than me. Then the next scene after that was Kenneth and Madison crying. That was sad because he's been there for her child, and essentially that's like, you know, your grandfather just being like, hey, I'm leaving this country to go be with someone else. I know Mexico is not that far away, but I mean, that's been like your father figure in your life, and he's just like, dude. I mean, no shame, no judgment to you, Kenneth. It's just, it was sad. It just made me want to cry, but you know. Anyways, that was the conclusion for episode 1, and now we're also going to go ahead and immediately go into episode 2, because once again, it's another introductory. So really, it's like episode 3, I believe, that really just we get into the thick of it. So that's why I'm like, let's just go ahead and get this out the way and just put both episodes together, because on Sunday, October 12th, they're actually they went into, I guess, I'm assuming like a mid-season break, and so now on October 12th they're coming back with their new episodes. So we're playing catch up right now. I'll never be completely ahead, just so that way I'm not spoiling the show for people who haven't seen it and who are choosing to watch it live with me. Not necessarily live, but you're choosing to watch it and then watch these episodes with me. I don't want to ever be that person to, you know, reveal things and to, what's the word that they use? It's like a disclaimer. I can't think, and this music got me hype. Can't think. But yeah, I just don't want to be that person to ruin it for you. I want you to watch the show with me. I want you to be equally as surprised. Even the way I talk about the shows, because I'm not going to lie, I've seen at least all the way up to episode 4 or 5. I'm the way I speak about it, I'm not even revealing anything that's happening in the next episode or nothing. I'm specifically talking based on whatever information that they're giving us in that episode. So you don't ever have to worry about me exposing anything. So we'll never be completely caught up with the live show. We'll always be maybe a week behind, but I wanted to quickly, since this is my first time making a YouTube channel, I did want to go ahead and make this as quick as possible, so that way we can start getting in this and getting comfortable with doing this and everything else. So yeah,